Right, still Sunday afternoon. Couldn't resist having a go, even with the noise. So it works. Just got to make it quiet. It's going to be tricky. Hello, a few hours later, we're here. So let's have a look. Why couldn't we speak to our units, our solar system? Let's have a look. Alright, so it's been working fine, 100%. Everything is as it should be. We're on float. The one thing I notice is this. Switch it on this way. Hey. Okay. That's good. Fridge is on. Superb. Right, so further investigation on this. I'll get back to you. Okay, so this time I'm here. We're going to try to do 100% off-grid till Sunday evening. Friday, 4 o'clock. So first thing I'm going to do is let's have a look why this isn't working. The only way I can do that is to have a beer. Just start on the way. Good morning. So I just want to show you something. So you can see the shading on the panels. There's only one in direct sunlight, and we're getting 1 panel's worth of power. As the sun moves round, then we'll get 2 panels and so on. It's quite critical. The way I've wired them up, they're all in parallel. So all the panels are connected together and added up. Now there is the option of putting them in serial. So that one leads into another, into another, into another. The only downside with that is if there's any shading on any one of those panels, it severely affects the entire string, which is why I've put all 4 separately, because of the shading situation we've got here. So it's about just approaching 5 to 10, and this is, in the last 15 minutes, this panel has come to life. So I reckon in about another half an hour, something like that, we should have all 4 panels. From last night, 75% left from 100%. That includes watching TV last night, the fridge on all night, and coffee machine on this morning. So we're going to look at doing the hot water now, generator and that sort of stuff. I just thought I'd show you that that's why I've put these panels in parallel, because of the unique shading, and it works the opposite way in the evening. When the shadow moves across from that side to that side, you can still maintain 2 operational panels right up until the end. Just a quick update, 11:45 on day 1, not using any mains. Yeah, so last night was all good. It's been charging now for an hour and 45. Various different solar powers. We're getting, when the cloud comes out, in 323 watts, back up to 80%. Fridge is on, laptop's on, and this light's on. So I'm going to pop to the shop actually now. Got to get some bits for barbecue tonight, but I also want to get some new bulbs, and we'll just have a look at the difference an LED bulb makes to a normal halogen one. And if you scale it up in a house, like if you have 10 of those bulbs, then you'll see what I mean. Right, I've just picked up the new bulbs, LED ones. So both lights existing are on 98 watts. Let me try to swap them out for LEDs and see what power difference there is. Both lights are on now. Much brighter in here as well. Much prefer it. It's a better light. And the same in there. That light's on as well. And we're at 40. So it's about half. Well, less than that really. Because let's just turn these off. Oh yeah, 10 watts. No, 20 watts. Which is really, really good. So one bulb, it's 10 watts. That's so cool. It's such bad. So yeah. Oh, should have done that a long time ago. Right, okay. That's it. Time for a bit of lunch. Nice. Okay. Coffee machine. Not too bad, hasn't used much, so it's good news. For an experiment, it's 4 o'clock exactly. Just turn the hot water on, and apart from the light bulb, that's all that's on. So I'm going to see how we get on heating the water just from the batteries. Give it, keep monitoring it, and see how long it takes to get down to around 60%, and then go from there. So we're 15 minutes in. Still running, 82%. 200 watts solar. It's quite overcast. Yeah, what's that say? 17 minutes it's been running. That's better than I thought. And that's with overcast day. So with good solar, might be half an hour we could do. I just thought I'd check this out. Let's have a look. Look at the solar charger. That's how hot this thing. At 40 degrees. That's the broadband. That's at 27. This 30 degrees. Nothing there at all really. Oh, you can see the cable 22, 22, 23. That's fine. 32 degrees. 4 degrees. Hey, as hot as the cable. Now you can see my footprints, look. I've been stood. Cool. And there's the tank heating up. You can see it's warmer at the top. 24.7. 23.4. Yeah, cool. So 30 minutes of hot water use takes it down to 68%. So that's good to know. I'm going to turn it off now and connect up the generator slash mains. I'm going to use mains today because of the noise issue, and see how long it would take to get the whole cylinder up to temperature from now. So we started at 4, we've done half an hour on solar, so let's see how far off we are getting that heated up. So that's it then. It took 1 hour 13 minutes to charge up the hot water to a point where it's usable. That's it really for me. 1 hour 13 minutes. Okay, panels are in full midday sun, and we're getting between 350 375 watts. That's been pretty constant now for the last hour, but I think it can do better. And one of the things we're going to do is show you the difference. So 350 to 375 with the panels now. Then we're going to clean them and see the difference. So there we go, 400 watts. So what's that? Probably 10% increase overall. That's just pretty, it's worthwhile. Just give them a clean. But if they're on the top of your roof, no way of doing it. 40 minutes, and then we can start with the generator. So I'm going to put it in place now, and then 2 o'clock is the given time. Between 12 and 2 you're not supposed to make any engine noises, so we'll see them. Right, we now have generator hooked up with my custom exhaust, and if you wanted to see how I made the bit that goes on the back of the generator, you're in luck. Have a look at this. Okay, so here we are. Just quickly made this. It's an old plumbing fitting, but I've removed the threads. And it fits perfectly over there. So I'm gonna fix it in place with some self-tapping screws and some exhaust assembly paste, and that'll be permanent then, so it'll stay on there. Okay, so that's it. I've opened that up around. Looks alright. So that's the generator for the house down south, modified so it can now take a external exhaust, so we can run this inside now, reduce the noise, and yeah. So next thing you'll see is me testing it out. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick test on this machine with the extended pipe. Make sure it all works right. I'm going to use the van as a test bed and see if I can sniff any carbon monoxide from this joint here or anywhere in the van. Obviously out there, but if this works, then we can take it down to the other property. Didn't like that, did it, down there? We were getting a little leak here, and I think that was actually the output blowing back because it's quite windy. And the exhaust is just worst that could happen. Come on, Rosie. Rosie, in. Even on minimum. So no, absolutely no. It's a lot of work for, I know, but it's just the way it goes, isn't it? I mean, yeah. Alright, so what are we going to do? Back to the drawing board for the off-grid then. From that. The only other way we could do it is scale up the solar or scale up the batteries, or both. But we're talking serious money, and in the winter it's no use at all. So unless I can think of something clever in the next week or so, we're going to say that this is not possible. I'll explain why. If I could, I would just cover the roof with solar panels, put a big inverter and some lithium-ion batteries in. But I can't, because we're next to a monument and I can't change the roof. So I'm limited to what I can put in the garden, and that's not enough for winter. It's a bit of a shame, unless I can find out another way of generating electric, which doesn't involve a generator. Then I'm afraid that's the end of that project test for here, and it's just simply down to the noise. Shame. This won't affect the solar project in all, and I'll still keep this system here to make use of the sun and only use the mains electric for the hot water, unless I can find another method for the hot water. But yeah, so that's the conclusion for this test. No, because of the noise. Simple as that. Okay, stay tuned for the next episode of the off-grid videos. The ones coming up are rainwater catchment, and I've got some strange stuff for that which you'll quite enjoy, and the beginnings of the proper solar system on the house up north. I'll explain all of that on the next video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, you can always buy me a coffee, link in the description, and I'll see you on the next one.
Couple of blocks. All you need is the blocks to be the size of the legs. The legs are already clear the wheels.